The following is a presentation of the IH Sports Network. You're listening to the Monday Night Roundtable. For the next 2 hours, we'll talk local high school sports with the voice of the Oneida Indians, Tim Smith.
10-5, touchdown, Indians.
Give me the corners, 2 scores, baby.
Give me the corners.
The voice of the Scott Highlanders, Rick Keaton.
Throw the ball, has a receiver long upfield, chasing it down. Made by Rylan Griffin. He'll take it all the way to the end zone.
Produced by the IH Sports Network, the Roundtable begins now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Roundtable on the IH Sports Network. It's not Monday, and I don't think we're going to be here 2 hours, but nevertheless, we are here with Tim Smith, the voice of the Oneida Indians, and Rick Keaton, the voice of the Scott Highlanders. That much was correct. I'm Ben Garrett. Thank you for being here with us. We are live tonight from the C. Michael A. Technology Center in Ellenwood, our second episode since we got started back for the basketball portion of our season. And since we were here on Thursday night, guys, a lot going on. Both of our basketball teams played a pair of games. We got some wrestling to talk about as well in this opening. Tim, I'm going to start with you. Oneida played on Friday against Wartburg. On Monday, they traveled to Cosby. 2 wins for the girls. The boys split their games, but the most important ones, of course, those Friday night games against Wartburg on homecoming night. Both Oneida teams remaining undefeated in district play.
Yeah, right now the Indians still control their destiny in the district, and things are shaping up for the ladies' side for a showdown a week from tomorrow night at Coalfield. The first meeting between Oneida and Coalfield. Those two teams seem to have separated themselves pretty well from everyone else. And so the Lady Indians fell to Coalfield twice last year by a lot down there and by, I think it was 12 here at home. It may have been 8. Somebody can correct me on that if I'm wrong. But it was a much closer game at home. But nevertheless, it was 2 losses to a powerful Coalfield team. And they're powerful again. So Oneida has fewer losses, but Coalfield has more wins. They're 14-4. Oneida's 12-3. But before you get to that matchup, you can't overlook anyone else. The Lady Indians tomorrow night will be back in district. They'll travel to Jellicoe, and Jellicoe is a team that has struggled over the last few years, but they do have a district win this year. They got a win at Sunbright. So the Lady Blue Devils have lost to Coalfield and Oliver Springs, which are both good teams. Obviously, Coalfield one of the favorites. So it'll be important to get a win tomorrow night for the Lady Indians when they go to Jellicoe to set up a very important game down there at Coalfield. And I don't believe the Lady Yellow Jackets have a district game between now and then. So they'll be undefeated likely anyway when you slice it there for those two. Then on the boys' side, Oneida got the win against Wartburg, and maybe it wasn't the best flow of the game. I know Coach King had threatened that if it went well that he was going to flip the games because it was homecoming night and the boys played first. And he felt like if it went well enough, then he would ask Marv if they could just do that the rest of the year. Marv would not have agreed to that after what happened with the girls in that second game Friday night. But the girls got the win, even though they trailed for 3 quarters. Didn't have a lead until the 4th quarter against Wartburg. But on the boys' side, they're 3-0, and they're the only team that is 3-0. And tomorrow night they will travel to Jellicoe, and the Blue Devils on their home court are looking to really make a mess of everything. If they can get a win there, they've already got 1 loss. They lost to Sunbright. Oneida beat Sunbright. So if Jellicoe can get the win, you're looking at a 3-way tie up there, and the Indians are coming off a pretty tough loss on Monday night. I mean, it was a long trip to Cosby, and the Eagles are going to shoot it well on their home floor, and they did. And watching that game from a distance, it did not look like the competitive phase of that game lasted very long between the Indians and the Eagles on Monday night. So Oneida's had 3 days of practice to try to figure that out and get back out there tomorrow night because Jellicoe's not going to feel a bit sorry for them. They've got an agenda to try to tie things up at the top of the district and make things interesting, and they are very capable of doing that.
The Oneida, by the way, you talked about Friday night and reversing the games. It felt like it didn't go well. It felt like a blowout for Oneida's boys. It wasn't. It was a tough game. Wartburg hung in there. But considering the 2 games that they had against Oliver Springs, which went to overtime, and then against Sunbright, which was basically a buzzer-beating tip-in almost,
right.
The finally one that just didn't go down to the wire and make you absolutely lose sleep. as they got the win.
But you didn't know that till the fourth quarter.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is exactly right. And the Oneida girls, who would have thought coming in? I think if anybody could sit here right now and tell you honestly, I knew Oneida would be 12-3 at this point. I don't know that they're being honest if they're saying that. I mean, Oneida's been impressive so far.
And I didn't mention Monday night. The boys had a rough night, but the ladies went to Cosby, and the Lady Eagles are good on that floor too. Mm-hmm. And Oneida came up with a 1-point win, and still now the Lady Indians have not been beaten by a single A team. So that's an important thing. They're going to hopefully carry into next week as well. And one of the ladies we have with us tonight, Maddie Pike, if you watch that game, had a big game. Oneida won by 1 against Cosby, and they needed every one of her points in that one to be able to get the win on the road against the Lady Eagles. So for Oneida, it's different people stepping up at different times, and it was nice to see them find a way to battle through on the road Monday night against that Cosby team.
Yeah, traditionally a very tough Cosby team as well. Rick, Sky High also 2 games since we were here last Thursday night. On Friday, they go down to Kingston and they split. The boys got the win. The girls came up short. And then on Tuesday night, they go to Gibbs, and it was the girls who got the win and the boys who came up short. Now, just like we predicted, right, everybody thought that Clinton was the class of the district on the girls' side, and they probably still are. We'll get to find out tomorrow night. Yeah. But Scott girls sitting here undefeated in district play, the only team in the district that's undefeated. And then on the flip side, everybody thought Scott's boys were the team to beat in the district, and we're still looking for their first district win.
That's why we play the games, I guess, out on the court. It's not about how you look at it on paper or anything like that. To the Lady Highlanders' credit, they've won 2 of the last 3 games. Both of those have been district wins. Big for the Lady Highlanders there. And that's coming Tuesday night's game against Gibbs. That's coming off of what was undoubtedly their probably worst performance of the season. They could not buy field goals down at Kingston. I think they only finished like 3 of 40 or 42, something like that, and just could not score. Coach Yaden was so he said, we took good shots. Nothing goes in for us. So I saw some real resiliency to go to Gibbs and to pick up that win on Tuesday night for the girls, 49-41. They've got some fight in them. And when they really show up and they halfway take care of the basketball, when somebody gets hot and scores some points, that's a big thing for them. Even though I think 19 or 20 of their points the other night at Gibbs came at the foul line. So big night by Maya Sharp, who'll be here later. She was 12 of 14 or 14 to 16 from the foul line, and Addie Rogers, who was 5 for 5. So they did some little things, and they've done those things well in district games. And we know, or at least we think we know, we play a little bit better on our home court. So Clinton will be a challenge tomorrow night. But, you go 2 weeks ago and the Lady Highlanders played extremely good defense against Anderson County. It was a very low-scoring game, but the Lady Highlanders, they got their first win, 39-27 over Anderson County. Well, what happens? Anderson County, they defeat Clinton on a last-second shot there. I mean, so that was Clinton's one loss in the district to this point. So we found out something right there. It could still be wide open on the girls' side. Things have to play out right. For the boys, when they get off to a bad start, if they have a low-scoring first half, it's very hard for them to overcome it in the second half, especially when you get into some good teams. Anderson County was a good team on our home court. We lost the home court advantage, 60-58, falling to Anderson County there. A game that most people who were there thought, hey, if we could have played a little bit better, if we hadn't got behind in the first half, we wouldn't have had to work so hard to eventually take a 5-point lead, but then we gave that back in the fourth quarter. So one of those things like that. And over Gibbs, they just did not get started on Tuesday night, falling 50-41. But even though they're 0-2 in the district, they still have a bunch of district games to go, and that starts tomorrow night. They run through Clinton, Union County, Anderson County, Clinton, Gibbs, and then Union County again, that matchup of all district games. So if they figure out what the secret sauce is that they need in each and every game, then it's quite possible they can build themselves up and be fighting for the 2 slot, the 3 slot, maybe even the 1 slot. But they're going to have to pick up their basketball pace and acumen, I guess, starting tomorrow night against Clinton, which I consider Clinton probably for the last 5 or 6 years probably a rivalry matchup, and that's just in my head. I don't know that anybody else thinks about that because we've had some battles with Clinton both in the girls' side and the boys' side over the last few years.
Yeah, I think the coaches, probably on both sides, feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Addie Rogers, that game on Tuesday night, she had 21 points. She'll be here later tonight as well. Coach Yaden has been waiting on that, and so hopefully for her, that was her kind of coming out party for her sophomore year.
Yes.
Not that she hadn't had some big games early in the season, but it had been a while for her offensively. She does the other things. That Kingston game, though, you talked about it already. Let's say it one more time, then maybe we won't mention it again tonight. Scott High at Kingston, the girls, 7% from the field, from inside the perimeter, 2-point range. They were 3%. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
One
ever.
of 29.
Yeah, 2-point made
That's
field goal.
3.4%. I mean, and it was 3 for 42 for the game. So I mean, you hear me talk about it all the time. I like looking at numbers.
Not those numbers.
No.
Those numbers. All right, real quick before we start talking to some players, let's talk wrestling. Scott High on Tuesday night. We don't have any wrestlers here, by the way, tonight because we thought they were going to play region duels or fight the region duels or whatever you call it tonight, but that's been postponed to tomorrow. But on Tuesday night, Scott High gets the district championship over Anderson County, and I got to say, as someone who really doesn't know a whole lot about wrestling and has never really considered themselves a wrestling fan, man, that was an exciting night at Highlander Gymnasium.
It was a lot of fun. To do that, when you go into the district duels, it's like a district basketball tournament, except it's played over 2 or 3 days sometimes. The district duels, they're all done in one night. There's 7 teams in the Highlander district. 2 of them, they don't have strong wrestling programs. They chose not to participate. But it still made 5 teams in the tournament. So for the Highlanders, they had to win their first match. If they didn't win that first match, they would have been in a consolation, which is a consolation, but it doesn't get you to the region duels that they'll be in tomorrow night. So they won that 35-34 over Gibbs, and then really had to wrestle their hearts out against the 1 seed Anderson County in the championship game. And I can't help but to sit here and say it was very exciting. Our young men, they go out and they compete in all the weight classes, but you start about the 140, 144-pound class, and our wrestlers get real tough. I don't want to say mean, but they get real tough. We got more experience in those upper classes like that, and they just performed outstanding, and they were more than excited at the conclusion of the district duels Tuesday night.
As they should have been. And
Yes.
it's not really, you can't really single out individual wrestlers because, well, I mean, wrestling is a very individual sport.
Yes, it is.
But because of the way that the order always goes from the smallest weight class on up. And
Right.
so a guy like Mason Llewellyn is always going to be towards the end of the night. And if it's a close match, then you can look at his match every night and say that's the deciding match. But on Tuesday night, he gets the pin against Gibbs. That's what put Scott High over the top. And then against Anderson County, he gets another pin and kind of secured that win against Anderson County, made it mathematically impossible for Anderson County to get the win. Huge night for Mason Llewellyn.
And the win against Anderson County, Mason wrestles in that 215-pound class, which you can't exceed 215. They'll give you a little bit when January gets here because they realize you put on some weight over the holidays. But Coach Jeffers, in a very strategic move, wrestled somebody else in that 215 class, let Mason wrestle up in the class between 215 and 285 pounds. Mason took on a player, or a wrestler, that he gave up 42 pounds to. Mason weighed in at the start of the night at 208 pounds, I think, and the Anderson County wrestler was 250, I think, like that. And Mason just controlled him. And I can't, Mason's a good one. Bo Blackston is a good one. Caden Moffitt is a good one. I don't understand wrestling. That's my 4th match I've seen this season. I'm trying to learn more. We're trying to learn the rules and stuff like that. But it is very exciting to watch these guys down there with these pained expressions on their face. And you mentioned Mason. Mason has the school record for the fastest pin. And I was there a couple matches ago when he set that. I mean, 7 seconds. If you can imagine that's a lineman, and he is an offensive lineman in football. That is a pancake block and falling on your guy and pinning him like that. I mean, so you can't, if you blink, you miss it. And sometimes the other night, I think I blinked in one of our matches and I missed the pin. But it's an exciting bunch to watch, and they really do give their all from the 100s. Well, we have a wrestler at 113, so 113 pounds up to the heavyweights. This is a crew to contend with, and if they win their first match tomorrow night, that'll put them into the next round at the state level.
Yeah, sub-state. So
yes.
They'll be at Seymour tomorrow night as the 1 seed in the region duels. You talked about Mason Island real quick. You talked about Mason Island wrestling up, and it was truly a David and Goliath situation. He was outsized. I think you said 42 pounds. We had just watched the wrestler from AC on the other mat against Clinton, and we were like, wow. Coach Jeffers, he gambles a little bit by wrestling Mason. It's all strategy. He wrestles Mason up a weight class, and if you look at the final score, 43-36, if that turns out differently, if AC wins that individual match, they win the whole shooting match. But and it was just exciting all the way around.
Very exciting, and glad we were there. Glad the IHSN was there.
All right, let's take a break. As always, we want to thank Little's Drugs and Fountain for sponsoring this first segment of the round table. A cold day like this, you got to get to Little's. They've always got hot soups. They got sandwiches, salads, and plenty more, but the hot soups are what hit the spot on a day like this. We'll take a break. When we come back, we've got Maddie Pike and Larissa Jones from the Oneida Lady Indians. Welcome back to the Roundtable on the IH Sports Network with Tim Smith and Rick Keaton. I'm Ben Garrett, and now we're going to talk Oneida women's basketball or ladies basketball, whatever your preference may be. We've got our last senior who dresses because Lacey Llewellyn is hurt. She couldn't be here tonight. Larissa Jones, though, is a senior. And then we step down to the sophomores, and we got Maddie Pike here as well, coming off, Tim, as you said, a really nice game over at Cosby on Monday night.
Absolutely. And I'm going to – this is Maddie's first time on the Roundtable, right?
It's my second.
Second time?
I was
here
on
for
for
soccer.
soccer.
Oh,
yeah.
on for soccer. I got you. Okay. Well, I was going to ask if Larissa gave you any tips, but any tips for any future Roundtable folks, Larissa, that you'd like to tell them? Just remember to do this.
I don't have anything.
Nothing? Okay. All right. Let's get into basketball. So Monday night, big trip to Cosby, and on Friday night, Larissa, it was a district win against Wartburg. It was a rough go against Wartburg. 3 quarters, didn't get the lead. What's your diagnosis? What happened there on Friday night? Credit to Wartburg, they played tough, but do you feel like there was something that was missing there on Friday night for you all?
We just couldn't figure out the game. We were struggling to put everything together.
Okay, and Coach West talks about distractions. Do you think the distractions had anything to do with it, or it was just getting things going right on the game?
I think it was a bit of both.
Okay, I think you were player of the game. I think Friday night on that one. Is that right? Am I remembering that right? Seemed like when we had trouble getting buckets, when we were trying to stay with Wartburg, they were holding the lead for that first 3 quarters. It seemed like when they would start to try to pull away a little bit, it seemed like you were able to come up with some answer to kind of keep us in the game for a while. Did it feel that way to you?
Not really. I wasn't really playing my best. I didn't really know if I had really any points or anything like that.
So clearly she doesn't focus on that individual stuff.
No,
she just goes out and plays ball.
Well,
yeah.
What about Maddie? Did you notice that it seemed like Larissa came up with answers when we needed them against Wartburg?
Yeah, she usually does.
Yeah.
She usually does.
So then on Monday night we go to Cosby, and it's I watched that game from afar, but they're going to be good on their floor. I think the defense was really good Monday night against Cosby, holding them to 41 points on their court. That's a good thing. But Maddie, you had big point production on Monday night and at big times. So talk to us about how that felt and how that happened.
It felt good. Finally getting a good game in. I thought I just needed to step up especially when Ellie's getting double teamed. That's my chance to knock down shots and score.
And it was a good team. Cosby's a good team to do that against. And so you all have a game tomorrow night. You go to Jellicoe. Jellicoe hasn't been as strong, but you can't take anybody for granted, as we found out against Wartburg. What's the plan going into tomorrow night?
We just have to hustle. We have to play defense. We have to rebound. We've been working on rebounding a lot in these past couple of days. we just can't overlook them. Can't overlook anybody.
Okay. Larissa, before the season started, did you, if I had said after 15 games you're going to have 12 wins and you haven't lost to any single A teams, would you have thought, yeah, that sounds about right, or would that have surprised you?
It probably would have surprised me with how we were last year, but we really have come together as a team and figured some things out.
Yeah, and so you'll try to build on that through this week, and there's a couple of games next week as well. You got Jellicoe tomorrow night. You've got Midway on Monday. Midway gave you all a good game for most of the time down there on their court. They come up here. Eagleton struggles, but these are some teams that on paper it looks like the Lady Indians can take care of as long as what goes well. What do you have to not do to make sure you do get those wins?
As long as we play defense and rebound, and we don't just focus on shooting and shooting and shooting.
Yeah. So a chance to be 3-0, Maddie, or you're 3-0 right now. A chance to be 4-0, and not looking too far ahead because I guess we'll have a round table next week. But I mean, we could be sitting here next week with the Lady Indians sitting at 15-3 if all goes well, 4-0 in the district, and getting ready for a trip down to Coalfield. What does that mean?
Oh man, that's huge. Coalfield's always a rival. That's when we really have to step up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jellicoe's good, but Coalfield's the real test.
What do you think is going to make them so tough?
They have some length. They have a lot of length. They have some players that just can get to the rim and can shoot.
Okay. Larissa, this year you've had a lot of playing time from freshmen, some big contributors this year. Are you surprised at the contributions that the freshmen have been able to bring in this year? And maybe is that the difference in why we thought it wasn't going to be a 12-3 start, but now it is a 12-3 start because the freshmen have come through pretty big?
It does help that they can just join the game and that we don't have to be careful with who we put in or anything, because they just jump in and then join us and how we play.
Is it all surprising to you that they've been able to do that? Did you watch them in middle school or just practicing with them where you're like, hey, I think they're going to be able to do this? Or was it a surprise?
During practice, we've learned that they can pretty much join in. It wasn't too surprising whenever we put them in, and they did good.
Okay. Is there one freshman that you think you've seen more from than you really thought? Not to discount anybody, but I mean, is there a freshman that you thought, hey, I didn't think we were going to see that from her?
Tinley does really good with defense and rebounding. She gets a lot of rebounds.
It's like she doesn't think she's a freshman when she gets out there. That's what it looks like. She doesn't think about it at all. And sometimes, sometimes the thinking about it can get to you. But do you think about that you've got these seniors on this team, and we've got about a month left, and we're not, you take it one game at a time, but there's about a month left. How important is it to you, Maddie, to make sure that this senior class goes out doing some big things?
Well, I love these seniors. I love them, and I want for them to have the best senior season as possible.
How far do you think that can go if you all play like you feel like you can play?
State tournament.
Think the potential state tournament out there? You agree with that, Larissa?
Yeah.
Okay. Coach West coaching y'all hard like it's a potential state tournament year too?
Yeah, he is.
Even today, probably? Yeah. So, well, he's not easily satisfied, is he?
Nope.
Let me ask you this question before I let Rick and Ben get a question in here. I got to thinking about this, and I'm going to start with Maddie. Maddie, at home, do you guys play any games or anything not like basketball, but like do you play Uno, Monopoly, anything? The family sit down and play anything?
No, we
Not
don't
at
play
all.
any games. No.
Is that a calculated choice? What do you think that would be like? Do you think there would be anger and frustration?
Yeah, there would be some competition.
Who do you think would be the worst sport there?
Oh gosh, Kendall Duncan.
Kendall? Okay. All right. So you're talking about from the Lady Indians family. I was talking about from your family.
Oh, from my family?
With Kelsey and
and
your dad and your mom. Do y'all ever play anything like that?
Not really, no.
Same reason probably?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what. Larissa, do you play any games besides basketball? Do you play video games or Uno or Monopoly or anything?
We've been playing cards and Uno
Who
a little
has?
bit. My family.
Okay. So, is it stiff competition, or does everybody take it easy, or who's the worst sport when you do that?
It kind of depends. Probably my dad. He likes to win.
Okay, that's interesting.
You said something a while ago, Larissa, and I'm going to let you zero in on that. When the Oneida Indians, when the ladies are playing real well, and something needs to happen, what is your best game? What do you need to do, whether it be rebound, whether it play defense, whether it be scoring? What are the 2 or 3 things you need to do on a good night for Larissa Jones to help your team win?
Make sure that the person I'm guarding does not get the ball. Make sure that I keep the ball out of her hands and play defense as hard as I can.
Deny and shut down.
Mm-hmm.
What's the second thing that would be a contributing factor for you to help your team?
Rebounding.
Rebounding? Who's the strongest rebounder on the Lady Highlanders? Is it you? Is it
Or Indians.
Cameron? Or Indians, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get hung up on
That's
that.
all right. You're with them most of the time, I understand.
Yep. Who's the best rebounder?
I think it's me
Okay.
statistically.
It's not statistically. You're supposed to say, I am. And Maddie, the same thing basically for you. What does Maddie have to do to have a good night, which helps the Lady Highlanders win?
I have to
It's
play
not-
defense.
It's Lady Indians once again. I'm sorry.
Man,
You guys are used to me now, so there we go.
we'll roll him back here in the closet during the break.
I gotta play defense. Gotta knock down open shots, rebound, defense and rebounding. They win games. Shots will fall.
Let me apologize to y'all. I've got caught up in this wrestling thing now, and it's I can't get it out of the backside of my brain now. So I'm sorry when I say that.
Hey, Maddie, I have asked players when they've been on here before to do impressions of their coach, and I'm not going to do that to Marv. I would ask Larissa, but Marv's an old man now, and he's sliding out, so we're going to take it easy on him. But do you do a Jason Pike impression by chance?
Oh gosh, I've never done one.
Because Tim asked about the playing board games at home, and we know what he was getting at, and that is your father, he's pretty competitive.
Yeah.
So
He quit loafing. He says that all the time. Quit loafing. Quit loafing.
a little more stern than that, though.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, okay.
I mean, there's video of Kelsey imitating Coach West out there. If you haven't
Is
seen
there?
that,
I have
yeah.
not
Yeah.
seen that.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, I can repost that later.
Yeah,
I wish
do
you would.
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
for sure. So is it good? I mean, is it?
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty
so,
spot on, yeah.
So is Kelsey the comedian in the family?
Yeah, I'll give it to her.
So what do you think about this guy she's dating? Because he plays a little baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you got to watch him play?
Yeah. When he was at Walter State,
Yeah.
we went and watched him a little bit.
Tell everybody his name because I don't think it's a secret. If it was, it's not anymore. Sorry, Kelsey. But he was one of the top JUCO transfers in the nation.
Yeah. Tyler Myatt is his name.
So we're going to hear about him a lot this spring. Tennessee ranked number 3 in the country in the preseason polls. All right. Is he going to get to Lindsey Nelson and watch him, Minnie?
Yeah.
All right.
Hopefully.
Good deal. Larissa, did you know that Tim is a vice president at TCAT, the vice president at TCAT?
It's not important to
This
Larissa,
has
is
nothing.
it?
This has nothing to do with basketball. But I don't have any basketball questions because these guys covered all that. But did you know that?
Mm-mm.
So the reason I asked that was I was going to ask who, in your estimation, is the best guy, the best dude, the best employee at TCAT?
Chris Chambers.
Well,
Now, what do you think about that?
I
Because I
agree
knew
with her.
she was going there.
I agree with her.
And
100%.
let's bring that on. He teaches welding.
He does.
Yes.
There you go.
He does a great job, too.
Yeah, we like Chris.
She nailed it.
All right.
She got the right answer.
Larissa and Maddie, good luck tomorrow night at Jellicoe and throughout the rest of the season as well. All right, Tim told you that Maddie is a sophomore. Maybe I told you Maddie's a sophomore. Coming up, we've got 2 more sophomores from the Lady Highlanders on the other side of the break. Welcome back to the Roundtable on the IH Sports Network. Ben Garrett alongside Tim Smith, the voice of the Indians, and Rick Keaton, the voice of the Highlanders. Or maybe I just should say you're the voice of the Highlanders as well. Sorry, Rick. All right,
it's okay.
So joined by two more sophomores, we got Maya Sharp and we've got Addie Rogers from the Lady Highlanders. And this is our second episode of basketball season, Rick, and we're already down to sophomores. And it's not like we skipped down the list. No, we started with the seniors and made. Now there is a junior we've not had on yet, and we will.
Yeah.
But these guys, both starters in the Lady Highlander lineup, and it just goes to show you how young. Coach Yaden doesn't like that word, and I'm sure you guys could talk about that. He doesn't like the Y word. He tells us that. But they are a very young basketball team.
They are a very young basketball team, and you say that because you're still starting freshmen. Now, freshmen will grow up as we go through this stretch of district games in a row right here, so they'll grow up some. Addie Rogers started last year as a freshman, correct?
Yes, I did.
Starting again this year as a sophomore. Maya Sharp got playing time last year as a freshman.
Yes.
Starting as a sophomore this year. And I guess it's by default, Maya. I want to start with you. You ended up with the point guard duties.
Yeah, I
year.
did.
And I'm not going to put you on the spot, but you'd prefer to play one of the off guards instead of the point guard, correct?
Well, I like playing the point guard,
Yep.
but I feel like I like playing the point guard because I get to make opportunities for the other players. So I really enjoy doing that.
And can I say this? This is meant as a compliment, so please take it that way. I think as a ball handler, you've improved from here to here in 1 year's time. And I've told some other people that, including your coach and your father, who takes you all these summer type things. But I think the improvement in your ball handling skills and your ball handling ability has been a really big deal to help control the pace and the tempo for the Lady Highlanders. And tell me if I'm way out in left field, if I'm wrong on that or not.
Well, I'd like to hope so. I mean, I worked on it, just because I know I'd have to step up this year, losing Brittany and Connor. I'm just really glad that you think so because I have been putting in the work.
Well, I tell you put in the work. The only thing that somebody told me you got to work on the left hand between now and next year. And I won't tell you who Jackson was, but he's the one who told me that. And Addie, Coach Yaden has always said, we got to get Addie Rogers going. What gets Addie Rogers going during the course of a basketball game?
Honestly,
Yep.
anger. I play best angry. When I'm slightly angry, I think I have my best games.
What gets you angry? The competition, the elbows. What turns that on? Yeah, what maybe?
Probably a combination. Just a competition mostly. I like playing against good competition.
The thing we notice is that Coach Yaden and the players are doing a better job, especially coming out of timeouts and other things, to try to work specific plays for you, inbounds plays or whatever,
Yeah.
and that gets you the ball, gets you free. How much has that changed? I don't think you necessarily had that role last year, but how much has that role changed for you this season?
Yeah, it's definitely changed. Yeah.
Okay. I looked, and I said it a while ago when we opened up. You've won 2 of your last 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
Just so happens those 2 games were district games. Just so happens 1 game at home, Anderson County, 1 game on the road over Gibbs, which seemed like we always used to play not very good basketball at Gibbs. So tell me about the Gibbs game the other night, that 49-41 win.
I thought we tried. Yeah, our offense could have been better, but I thought overall we tried on defense. And yeah.
Your perspective, Maya.
I felt like we had really strong defense. I mean, obviously there were some weaknesses, but I feel like our offense, if we could get it set up a little bit better, we would have been really successful, a lot more successful than we was.
And looking at that game and looking at the numbers, I see only 9 turnovers for a game. Coach Aiden, I'm just guessing that's one of the first 2 things he says every game. Take care of the basketball and rebound. But the 9 turnovers, I don't know if that's a season low, but you've got to look at that and say, hey, we protect the basketball. If we protect the basketball, we've got a chance to be successful.
That's true. Yeah.
What else does Coach Yaden say that you need to focus on? Like I say, the first 2 I think is got to rebound, got to protect the basketball. What's the other things that he tries to encourage?
Just he definitely emphasizes rebounding a lot. Just taking smart shots and pass fakes, definitely. Good passing.
What do you see from Coach Yaden. How does he get on you a lot? Does he get on the other two guards a lot? Practice time?
Yeah, he does, but not in like that type of way. Just try to help us prepare for the game. We do different types of drills and stuff just to prepare us for all that pressure during the game.
I want to ask both of you, and I'll go to Maya first on this. Freshmen. I think when the freshmen are playing good basketball, Lady Highlanders are a pretty good basketball team. Let's talk about, just bring out the 2 or 3 freshmen that we expect to see tomorrow night and their impact on the team.
Well, you'll obviously see Maya, of course. She's starting.
Maya Smith.
Yes, she is a very good shooter, of course, and handles the ball well. Makes really good passes to Addie. You'll see Sage. She, of course, is a very big help. She's a great rebounder. I think she's one of the highest rebounders we have right now. She's really good at that, and also good passer and defender as well. I'm not really sure who else we'll see, but those 2 for sure.
Yeah, Maya Smith has been a big help, honestly, in a lot of things. But, yeah, she is a great shooter. And then Sage Rosden, she has been a huge help on defense, you know, because she'll get in there and she'll rebound, and she can play some good defense. Then we might see Kelly Hewitt, and she's still trying to, you know.
Coming off of an injury. Correct?
Yeah, but.
Let's look at tomorrow night. It's Clinton. To me, Clinton is sort of a rival. What have you guys been studying on since Tuesday night after that Gibbs game? What have you been focusing on team-wise, and what do we need to do well to pick up a win over Clinton?
Well, we definitely need to handle the ball well. They have a very strong press along with a lot of length, unlike us, so we're going to have to handle the ball well. And just make sure we go out on shooters because they're a very strong shooting team.
Yeah, just passing, definitely. We need to improve our passing. And,
If we were to sit here and we were to draw up the script for tomorrow night, what 2 things, Addie, do the girls need to do to be successful tomorrow night? Is it score points inside, or is it for Maya and Sage to be hot outside, maybe with a 3-point shot?
honestly, just whatever, you know. If the 3-pointers are going, great. If they're not, we'll just get some inside shots, you know. You just got to have to read it, you know.
Maya, we talk about this team has played better. I think you've won 4 of your 6 wins have been at home. Do you look forward to playing at Highlander Gym tomorrow night?
Yes, I do. I'm really excited to be able to play Clinton, especially that our first game will be home, to be able to start strong with them and hopefully pull out the win.
And we should have a good home presence tomorrow night. We should have a really good student section, too. Did you guys notice the student section when they're a little rowdy there, or you just focus on what's in the 94-foot box?
Honestly, not really. Most of the time I just zone out, you know, when I'm in a game. So.
Maya said something a while ago about, I think it's Maya Smith that does a good job trying to pass the ball and get it to you when you're posting there. What is your range? We've seen you step out and do some threes. What's that area that you want to touch and shoot the ball most at, from 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet out?
Probably about 5 feet in, if I get the chance, yeah.
And what can you tell me about the Clinton post players tomorrow night?
They have a girl, I don't know her name. She's a pretty solid ball player. They have one girl, she has a lot of length. But yeah, they'll be tough.
They'll be tough. So,
yeah.
What about the substitutions? You don't get a lot of rest, and you only get rest if you're in foul trouble or something, I guess. What about substitutions? Can you go the whole game, or do you need a minute here, a minute here, and a minute here when possible?
I definitely need a break every now and then.
Okay. I think Mike can go the whole game. She does. She doesn't need a break. She's just out there doing her thing there like that. But are there times that you think, hey, Coach, I'd like to come to the bench, sit down for at least a minute, get a drink?
Well, to be honest, no.
Okay. That's what I thought. She can go the whole game there like that. Hey, guys, go ahead and ask these girls something.
So I'm intrigued by the angry thing. I haven't been able to get past that, Maddie. So So tell me, Addie. I'm sorry, Addie. So, because we had Maddie earlier, so I'm allowed a mistake because he called them the Lady Highlanders, right? So that's mine. I'll have still one more maybe coming. Addie. So the anger. So is it something in the game that makes you angry, or can it be no?
Go finish your.
Yeah. So what I was going to say. So if I said there's no way you're going to beat Clinton tomorrow night,
Yeah.
would that make you angry?
Yeah.
So would I get credit if you win tomorrow night?
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't believe that's true. See, so you can't get angry about it because you can tell. I think you all can beat Clinton tomorrow night, and I hope that you do. So, but it can be something somebody says. So if work on this, when Coach Yaden says we need to get Addie going, let that make you angry. Then it'll just be a vicious cycle all year long, and that'll work. That's my advice to you, Addie. So, Clinton, what about now that you're undefeated in the district, and we heard Rick and Ben talk about that's not what people expected. That may make Addie angry to hear me say that. So, but you're not the angry person. That doesn't bother you. So let me give you. You're an analytical person. I can tell. You're thinking basketball. So the more wins you get a win against Clinton tomorrow night. You're now going to be 4-0,
3-0,
3-0 in district play. Every win you get that there's not a loss on there puts a bullseye on you, and teams are going to be starting to say, hey, look at this Lady Highlander team. We got to watch out for them. So when that starts happening, what do you have to improve? What has to happen that you improve so that they can't take advantage and come in and start getting wins against you guys? In other words, what do you feel like is a weakness right now that you have to improve to get to where you all want to be?
For me or as a team?
Both. Give us both.
Well, for me, definitely my left hand. I'm not really strong in my left hand, so that's definitely a thing. And probably as a team, just staying calm and collected the whole time, not letting anything bother us. Just staying in the game, because sometimes it does get really stressful, especially in tight situations. Tomorrow will be stressful. We just have to stay really calm and collected and make sure we stay under control.
Well, that confuses me a little bit, because if you stay calm, she can't be angry. So you're gonna have to let her be angry. Who's the calming influence on the team? Who can be that? Is there a player that can calm you all down and keep you focused?
I'm not really sure.
Or does that have to be you? Are you gonna have to be that person?
Well, I get angry sometimes too, but I try not to let it affect me during the game. Whenever I say calm, I mean like play-wise, like being smart, not just making dumb passes, like not letting pressure, like everyone on me, bother you, stuff like that.
So you're kind of, Coach Yaden, you're having to make everything work the way he wants it to on the court, aren't you?
Yeah, as the point guard, yeah.
That's tough. Yeah. So I think he's got the right person doing it, though, from what I can tell, Ben.
Hey, so I want to, not to beat a dead horse, but since we're talking about this anger thing, does it come from Dad or Mom?
Definitely Dad.
Really?
Definitely, yeah.
So I went to school with your dad, and all the way back to the Robbins days, and I don't remember that. I don't remember him being an angry guy.
He's just a trash talker.
Okay. Now that,
yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So I was last week. I was on this sibling rivalry type deal. So I want to ask you, because we saw your brother Garrett score a lot of points, 1,000-point scorer, I think, at Sunbright, graduated last year. If you're out in the driveway and it's Addie versus Garrett, who's going to win one-on-one?
I've only won, I'm not going to lie, I've only won once or twice. But it gets pretty competitive, I'm not going to lie.
So let's make it a little more even then, because Garrett, he's tall as you are. Not many people are as tall as you are, but he's a tall guy. So let's get it a little more competitive. How about you and your cousin Braden Rogers? Because I give him grief about this every single day.
I'd win.
Yeah.
I haven't played him in a while, but I think
I think you
confident.
would. No doubt.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to come back to you in just a minute. I've made the comment to Rick a couple of times on the broadcast, and when I say something that's wrong, I want to give you guys an opportunity to correct me. So I talk about how when you put the ball on the floor and go to the rim, you would not have done that last year. Fair statement?
Yes, it's very fair.
So what's been the difference in your confidence from last year to this year?
Well, I guess just playing with such an older team felt like last year, and just having to step up, plus playing AAU and just playing with the team more made me feel a little bit more confident.
All right. Now, And you knew I was getting to what I'm about to ask you, okay? So last week we had Callie on and we had Carly on, and we asked them to do a Coach Yaden impression, and they would not. They did tell us right here in front of Tim and Rick and God and Greg and everybody that I didn't mean to put, order doesn't matter. They said that Addie Rogers does the best Rusty Yaden impression on the team. Are you going to show us?
Ask me that my senior year, my last game.
Done.
Smart.
Okay, so I will tell you that I talked to your coach earlier in the week, and I told him you were coming on, and he said that you did have free reign if you wanted to. He's not going to make you run laps, but he also predicted that was going to be your answer. So that's fair. All right. What about you, Maya? Not a Rusty Yaden impression, but you got coaching in your family.
Yeah.
Your dad has coached, and he coached you at the Boys and Girls Club in Junior Pro League. Do you do a Jackson Sharp impression?
No, I don't, but I do have a lot of his sayings, he says. So.
Oh, let's hear one.
Well, he tells me to use my left hand a lot, stay in the middle of the floor, not go down the sideline. Those are my main things. And just, like, shooting-wise, to keep my form, because I have a problem with that.
All right, so I asked Addie if her and Garrett were in the driveway 1v1, who's going to win? Now, you're an only child. Am I correct about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we don't get to use the sibling comparison, but what about you and your aunt?
Which aunt?
Dad's sister.
Oh.
My mind went blank, too.
Delena.
Yes. Yeah. So in her prime versus you right now, who's going to win?
Well, she was a very good player.
She was a very good player.
I think I would have a chance.
You think so? In her prime, you'd have a chance?
I would have a chance, yeah.
So right now, you would school her?
No, I would have a chance.
Oh, you would have a chance against her right now?
Yeah.
Okay, I got
you.
Okay. All right, guys, good luck tomorrow against Clinton. Clinton is a state-ranked team, but guess what? We saw them get beat by Anderson County a week ago tomorrow night, and you guys have already taken care of your business against Anderson County, so it should be a great game. Addie Rogers, Maya Sharp, two of the sophomores on the Lady Highlander team. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll flip to boys basketball. Welcome back to the Roundtable on the IH Sports Network, live from the C. Michael Lay Technology Center in Hellenwood. I'm Ben Garrett alongside Rick Keaton and Tim Smith, and now we're going to stick with Sky High basketball, and we're back to seniors again. We've had some sophomores, but if there is a team, Rick, locally that is senior-laden, it is definitely the Sky High boys, 7 of them, I think. And we've got 2 of them tonight. We've got Brennan Brummett over here. We've got Landon Goodman over here. Brennan plays, I guess, I don't know, maybe you call it the 6th-man role, and Landon is in the starting lineup, of course, again this year.
And as a senior, guys, I want to ask you, what does it mean to get to this point? You're sitting there with 10 or 11 games to go in the regular season, and do you feel like, hey, it's starting to go real fast right now? Goody, we'll start with you.
Yeah, it's flown by, especially we're 16 games in. I think they said we had 11 left, so it's getting to that district tournament, so got to get ready.
It feels like I'm still in freshman year. It's went by super quick, though.
Well, in your defense, you've had some injuries in your freshman and sophomore year, and that sort of limited you probably to no playing time, basically in those 2 years. So this is really getting compressed as a senior now.
Yeah. It feels weird playing as much because I was hurt every other year trying to get out there and play. And so it feels really nice being able to actually play this year.
What's the catalyst of this team? I mean, it looks to me, and when you look at you win one, you lose one, you win maybe 2, and you lose another one. What's the catalyst? What does the team need to do, top to bottom, need to do to try to find the consistency, Brandon?
I think we just need to start working harder in practice. That way it will translate to the games, and that way we'll work harder in the games and play as a team better.
Mm-hmm. How about you?
Yeah, I agree with Brendan 100%. I think they said that we're 5-5 in the last 10 games, so that's just not what we need to be doing, and we got to get ready for district tournament coming up.
Actually 4-3 in the last, say, 7 games. So it may be that way if we look at the last 10 games there like that. The 2, I guess, losses that stand out right now, the Anderson County game Tuesday week ago, and then Gibbs the other night. Both big district games. Of course, one on your home floor and one on the road at Gibbs. We talk about, as broadcasters, a whole lot about protecting the home court and what does it mean to each one of you guys to be playing on your home court, and what kind of advantage should we have on our home court?
Well, we should have the fans on our side, and I love playing in front of our student section because we actually got one this year. A few years back, it was a little low.
It's been good this year.
Yeah. This year they're really good, and they're really cheering for us.
Mm-hmm. How about it, man?
Yeah, I agree. Our student section's been big, so we got a big game coming up tomorrow, so I hope they're there and ready to go.
He's been trying to get me to say this for the last 2 or 3 weeks. He wants to be noted as, and you guys brought up the student section, he wants to be noted as the leader of the student section. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Micah.
Bang! Micah Bowles. He's the guy that he says, I'm the leader, I'm the guy that gets them going. Is that true?
I would say so.
Okay. And obviously you guys, both of you guys mentioned it, so how important, the girls said, nah, we shut out the student section. How important is the student section to the boys basketball team?
I would say it's pretty important because, like, when the bench starts clapping, they'll start clapping with us, and it just makes it loud, makes it really fun to play.
Mm-hmm.
They bring the energy. We got to bring the energy on the court. They bring it off. We feed off each other. So
I said in our opening segment, even though you're 0-2 in the district, I just feel that, you're this close to finding all the pieces and doing consistent basketball game after game. You can still come out 1 or 2 in this district. Do you agree with my assessment if we play ball and if we win these district games?
yes, sir. I think we need to at least go 4 out of 6 of the next district games to put us in the right situation to go win one.
Yeah, because you want to you don't want to be that 4 or 5 team when the district tournament gets here, that's for sure. And it'd be nice to know if you're 1 would be great, but if you're 2 or 3, you sort of know who your opponent really is going to be at that point in time. The games that you're struggling with, it's slow in the first half. I mean, it just seems like you just have trouble scoring. And a perfect example of that would be, I guess, Gibbs the other night. You got behind and you played hard. Before that, it was Anderson County. Slow first half, you play hard. Do you get too much in a hole, Landon, that it's so hard to overcome when you get to the fourth quarter and you're behind 5, 6, 8 points, and you've used all that energy maybe to get back within a basket or 2 and just don't have any energy left at the end?
Yes, sir. When we get in that hole in the first quarter, it's just hard to dig out of. We tried to press a little bit against Gibbs. I think we cut down to 4, and we made a few mistakes, and we couldn't get it out.
Yeah, I agree. We did cut it down to 4, and then before you knew it, it was back to 10. And we just looked tired at that point, and it made it really hard to keep on playing, keep on trying to come back.
As we talk about the first quarter and the second quarter, slow starts, is it because you're trying to play so hard defensively against the other team and you're concentrating on defense and maybe not taking the best of shots offensively then?
I would say so because we made a point this year to get better at defense, and I think we're trying that, and it's making our offense be a little less consistent right now, but I think we'll pick it up coming up here soon.
Landon, as we think about consistency on offense, we saw you last year. You sort of took over some games when you got sort of this last part of the schedule. You took over some games, made some shots from about any place. This year you're sort of struggling. Is it to find the shot, or the shot's just not going in?
Well, against Gibbs, we couldn't buy a bucket, so I'm going back to the gym to not get shots up, ready to go for tomorrow. So if we get some more shots up, maybe we can get them in the game, and maybe we can, in the first quarter, you was talking about slow starts. Maybe we don't start hunting threes at the beginning of the game. We get some easy buckets, then get going. So
Clinton's a tough opponent. We know that, and they're a physical team. They like to play, should we say, rough? Is that right, Brendan?
Yeah, they're very physical. They'll get up in your grill, and they won't let anything come easy.
Do they do a lot of full court press this year?
They do when one of their boys come off the bench because he's very quick, and it will make it very hard for your guards to get up the court and get the ball up there.
And how deep does Coach Locker go in his bench? Is he like 9 deep, 10 deep in terms
He's
of his
about
team?
9 or 10 deep.
Okay. And we don't hardly match that, do we? We're maybe 8.
Yeah, we're about 8 deep right now.
Landon, as you're thinking about the game tomorrow night, what does each of their starters need to do to help pick up a win tomorrow night? For you, it might be, hey, I need to make some threes. For somebody else, White, it might be, he needs to get 10 rebounds. What do we need to do to find that success?
Well, Clinton's a very good defensive team. They're probably the best defensive team we'll play all year. So we got to handle their pressure, get downhill, get easy shots, but we got to defend them. They're long and athletic too.
And playing at home, you've played pretty well at home. You've played well on the road quite a few games. But playing at home tomorrow, knowing we've got that crowd, is that sort of one of the things you can check off when the game starts at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, saying, we got a crowd, we're at home, we can be a little bit more comfortable?
Yes, sir. I truly love playing at home. It's some people like playing the road games better. I don't. I like playing at home with the crowd, with the fans being there and supporting us. So,
okay. If we look at a couple of different things, who needs to be the rebounding leader tomorrow night? Is it by committee, or one person need to really step up tomorrow night?
it's got to be by committee. It can't just be Wyatt and Landon Washam. It's got to be all of us crashing the boards because they're tall. They got about 5, 6 kids. So we got to get down there and box out, rebound.
How about consistency, Brennan? I guess maybe the last week might have been the Anderson County game. Seemed like Landon maybe didn't score. Landon Washington, didn't score. Against Gibbs the other night, he had 18 points. Is it important to keep him going, keep him fired up there? Because he's the only he's a junior, but he's one of the 5 starters. Is it important for him to get going, you think, and to have a massive game? Because, I mean, he'll go play defense, might get in foul trouble, but he'll rebound some. Is it important to have him being a complimentary scorer?
It's very important because without him, then it would be playing 4-on-5. And we just can't do that against Clinton. We need him to score to make them play some better defense, to let Goody get some open shots.
The reason why we're looking at each other is there's a roar in our headsets right there. And
I believe he got it now.
Yeah, there you go. Landon, Clinton has been a tough opponent for both you guys. You played some early on as a freshman and sophomore. Clinton has been an opponent that has been a real tough matchup for us over the last 4 or 5 years. Is there any significance on your part to say, hey, we can play with you, we can get a win, we want to beat Clinton tomorrow night on our home floor?
Yeah, they're really long and athletic. They got real length that bothers us. Their pressure bothers us. But if we handle the pressure, play at our own pace, we can come out with the win tomorrow.
Is Clinton, is that the one where one of their players had like the 57 points in a game last week? That was
I think Bryson Maddox.
Bryson Maddox, yeah. And so obviously you got to shut him down, or he's going to score. He's going to get his points. So you've got to control him, right, Brennan?
Yeah, because he's tall and very athletic, so we'll have to sit down. He's also a pretty good shooter, so we can't let him just get open shots. We've got to stop him.
For each one of you, rather play man defense or zone?
I'd probably say zone because they are so big that it makes it tough to get rebounds. So we'll need everyone compact to help box them out and get boards.
Okay. What do you prefer? I guess if you were the coach, what defense would you prefer tomorrow night, Landon?
Tomorrow night, it's just I'll say we switch a lot, back, fourth man, zone, depend on their lineups that they bring in. Depends on their shooters, their length, that might bother us. We might have to go zone some, protect the paint, but we got to put pressure on too. Don't let them sit. They like to sit back and hold the ball a little bit, so we can't just sit back in the zone, let them control the game.
Just hold this thought right here, but Ben's going to ask you something. I'm going to ask you before. Did either one of you do a Derek Boshear's impression?
No. He's
okay.
1 of 1.
Okay, he's 1 of 1. Okay, there you go.
Hey, but by the way, Landon Washam is sitting right back here. So, Landon, we're going to have you on next week. You be thinking up your Rick questions. You can grill him the way that he just grilled these guys about you. All right? So go ahead.
All right, Brennan. So sixth man. So when you go in the game, what are you thinking when you go in? What do you feel like has to be your top focus? Defense, offense, rebounding. What do you feel like you're being put in the game first for?
I'm thinking it's got to be defense and getting rebounds, because I'm not much of a scorer, but if I have to, I'll hit a layup here or there. But I really need to be able to box out and get rebounds for our team.
Okay, and Rick asked you about your defensive preference, and you chose zone. Now, sometimes to me it seems like zone, it's hard to get a hip on somebody, and sometimes you don't get those rebounds, but you feel like zone gives you a better opportunity to rebound the basketball?
Yeah.
Any chance you're going to coach someday in the future?
Probably not.
Probably not. Why not?
Well, my dad did it, and I'm not like him. I don't like being around kids that much. So I don't want to be coaching.
I don't know if I can get you to be honest or not, Brennan. I'm not sure. All right. Good answer. Good, honest answer. Okay. All right, Landon. So watching the games and hearing you talk about Clinton tomorrow night, and, it's an important game, and you guys have started off this 0-2. Is it dangerous to say tomorrow night is a big key game, or are you comfortable saying, we need to get tomorrow night? If you can get tomorrow night, doesn't it feel like you can kind of take a breath and we can work our way back into this? Is that too much on the game tomorrow?
No, it's a big game tomorrow. We gotta. It's not a have to win, but it would help us so much. We could split with them and AC, and then we put us in a situation to be 1, 2, or 3. So.
Yeah, and of course I do the Oneida games, and I almost equate it to what Oneida's going into tomorrow night. If Clinton's coming in, we're going to Jellicoe, and if Oneida can't take care of business at Jellicoe, then it's going to fall into a 3-way tie at the top, and everybody's still alive. It feels like you guys have that opportunity tomorrow night with Clinton.
Yes, sir, 100%.
What do you feel like is going to be the toughest thing to do against this Clinton team, but something you're going to have to do to beat them?
We definitely got to rebound. They're tall, long, lengthy. We got to crash the boards, but we got to stop Bryson Max getting downhill, play defense.
So is what Rick said, can you stop him, or do you just hope to contain him and make everybody else beat you?
We got to contain him because he gets downhill hard, dunks it, but he's able to shoot the 3. So we might have to live with some 3s every now and then.
Yeah. That's tough. So what about coaching in your future?
I don't know. My brother's doing that at Oneida, so might have to join him.
Sounds like he's open to it.
All right. So, guys, I want to ask first, Clinton's tomorrow night. Obviously, you guys really want to beat Clinton, and you would consider Clinton a rival. Who would you, if you had to pick one team, this is the team that I most want to beat? I think it would be one of 3 teams, so I want to throw the 3 out there, and you tell me if it's one of them or if it's someone completely different. Clinton, Anderson County, or Kingston. Is it one of those 3?
Yes, sir.
So
yeah.
Which one is it?
Right now it's Anderson County, but our main focus is on tomorrow, Clinton.
Of course, yeah. How about it?
I would definitely say AC, but like he said, we got to beat Clinton tomorrow.
Okay. So I was curious about that because I would probably, as a fan, I don't know, I don't much like either one of them. That would be a hard pick, come to think of it. All right. Brennan, who's got the best vertical on the team?
Probably Jagan. We watch him in practice all the time, get up and try to get dunks, and he's getting better at it, so I definitely say him.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, but it used to be Brennan.
So it used to be.
Yeah.
Is it the injuries?
Yeah, I mean.
'Cause I would have my thought, and Jagan is extremely athletic, but my answer would have been Brennan.
Well, I think if it's off 2 feet, it'd be me, but if it's on 1, it's Jagan.
Yeah. All right, well, both of you guys can jump like deer, for sure. Okay, Brendan, I've been playing up these sibling rivalries the last couple of weeks, so I'm just going to ask you, if you're 1v1ing in the driveway, Brendan Brummett and Braden Brummett, who's going to come out on top?
Me all day.
All day. Have you done it?
Yeah.
And you beat him?
Yeah.
Really? Can if we had him here, would he admit to that?
No, never.
Okay. All right, so let me ask you this before I flip over here to Landon. Tim asked about coaching in your future, and you said you don't want to coach. But if you were to coach, if you were going to emulate a coaching style, because your dad coached for many years, Fairview Boys and Girls Club, but your mom helped him. So whose style are you going to emulate, Dad or your mom?
Well, I'd like to do my mom because she was nice, but I have a feeling I would turn out like my dad.
Hold up now. First of all, your dad is a very nice guy. Your mom, Dominic Brummett, is nice? Is that you're saying that?
I know you hear her in the stands when we're playing, but she is pretty nice when you get to know her.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
You're correct.
Landon, and it's hard for me not to still call you P-War because that's the nickname I knew you from back in Toby and Sky's day. Did you ever consider that offensive?
No.
Okay, so
I used to cook them in practice all the time freshman year. They couldn't handle me.
Okay. All right. So and that's what that stood for, practice warrior. They claimed that he was better in practice than he was in games. I don't know. He stepped up in quite a few games. So, but anyway, same question for you. Logan Goodman versus Landon Goodman in the driveway, 1v1. Who's going to take who?
He's scared to play me, so
Really?
you gotta say me.
So if you asked him right now, how many 3-point shots did you hit in your career at Scott High, could he tell you?
No.
No. And well, then the reason I asked that was I was going to ask if you're on pace to beat his number.
I have no clue.
Okay. All right. What about Carly? Do you 1v1 Carly?
No, she's scared of me too.
I think she could probably take it.
No.
All right. Landon Goodman and Brennan Brummett. I almost said Dominic Brummett. Brennan Brummett, guys, good luck. And by the way, it is good to see you healthy and being able to play. Good luck tomorrow night against Clinton. We're going to take a break. When we come back, our final segment on the roundtable. This is the Roundtable on the IH Sports Network. You can see I'm sitting here by myself. That is because we were supposed to have a couple of guests with us from Oneida, and their practice was going to be going a little bit long tonight. We hoped we could get them on, but we'll get them on next time. It's tough this time of year during basketball season because everybody's competing for gym time, and practices tend to run a little late sometimes. And so anyway, we'll get them on next week, or at least some episode of the Roundtable in the future. But don't forget, tomorrow night we have a doubleheader coming up on the IH Sports Network. We have got Oneida at Jellicoe. We have got Scott High hosting Clinton. Both of those games will tip off at 6:30. We'll be on the air at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. For Tim Smith and Rick Keaton, for Leanna Boyd, for Greg Bond, thank you to the Scott County School System for allowing the use of their facilities. Thank all of you for watching us tonight. Be sure to tune in tomorrow night, 6 o'clock on the IH Sports Network. Good night.